I often talk about, in this perspective that I'm sharing and inviting folks to explore, I talk about different doorways into it. And and one that I frequently mention is seeing what it is that all of this apparent differentiation and distinction and diversity that we experience in everything. Um, what is it? What does it all have in common? Does it have something in common? And um, so if you look at what we have to look at, which is experience from one moment to the next, and within any given instant, if you will, we seem to be experiencing this incredible diversity of phenomena, right? Memories, feelings, sensations, all these different names that we give this different phenomena that are occurring. Um, I want you to notice, invite you to notice right now that no matter what you do or don't do, no matter where attention may go, either through some sense of intentionally moving it somewhere or just suddenly attention just goes wherever it goes, um, that one thing that is undeniable and inarguable is that it's impossible to get out of experience. And try right now. See if it's possible to ever leave what we could call experiencing. I mean, it's a word. What does it point to? I'll leave that up to you. But this is a sense of experience. You could say the sense of something happening, right? That we could call experiencing. Experience is a great word. I don't know why I find it evocative and simple, and but this is actually an extraordinary thing that you can't ever escape experience. Your experience, the content of experience, the description of experience, the flavor of experience is never the same, always different, right? And as I often talk about, experience also has this quality, this feature of transiency, of ever changing impermanence, right? So it's just constantly on the move, isn't it? It's not really static. It's not holding still. So so really, experientially speaking, there's just this constant discontinuity, this constant falling away of what's here. But what is constant is that even though, and this is very paradoxical, even though everything is falling away, slipping away, vanishing, owing to the dynamic nature of what's here, there is this constancy, and the constancy is, we could say, the flow of experiencing itself. Just feel the way that that is true, the way that is the case. It's like there's this universe, and consciousness, in a sense, wanders around the universe of experience, encountering all the different things it encounters, moment by moment, and yet there's no exiting the universe of experience. There's no exit. So I mean, we're looking as humans for something stable, for something that we can hold on to, and often that will be like a nice feeling or an insight or realization or sense of well-being. Like, and then it feels like, you know, the things that we're looking for, it feels like we'll find them in certain moments and then they will slip away, right? Well, I had that wonderful sense of open-heartedness and open-mindedness and clarity and ease and, right, flow. And then I don't know, it went away. And next thing I knew, I felt contracted and stuck and like I lost touch with it. And we have this sense of like, just in normal human terms, when that happens, then we essentially go on a search to try to gather experiences and circumstances that will bring back whatever it is we feel we've lost, right? So we're on this kind of hamster wheel, if you will, of searching for whatever it is we're looking for. Now, as I was saying before, the only thing we can ever find is experience, right? So no matter what we're looking for, either as just ordinary humans looking for what the things that humans are looking for in their circumstances and then in their lives, or if we put it in more of a spiritual context, the things that spiritual seekers are searching for, all you're ever going to find is experience. There's nothing else that can be found. And yes, we can find, do find some experiences that we find preferable or that we associate with whatever it is we imagine we're missing or lacking. But what is common about all these different phenomena that are encountered, some which we associate with what we want, what we're aspiring to realize, and some which we think are representative or proof of having lost something and we're missing something or lacking something. In either of those cases, I've got it or I've lost it, and now I need to find it again. What's common about those? What's common about them is that they're experience. Experience is the common denominator. Experiencing, we could say, because of its dynamic nature, experiences suggest something holding still, something static, but experiencing is dynamic, it's alive, it's a verb, experiencing. And the experiencing feels like a flow, doesn't it? It's this sense of the flow is I think arises out of the dynamic nature of this. But just see that now that you can never be, uh, it's impossible to lose experience. It's impossible to be cast out of experiencing. The ocean of experiencing is all that exists, even as it shows up as all these distinctive phenomenal waves of experience: pleasure, pain, sorrow, joy, clarity, confusion, openness, contraction, all these ways we might characterize the way in which the ocean of experiencing seems to form itself and pattern itself in all these distinctive ways. But what it is fundamentally is just experiencing, whatever that is. There's no real words for it. So we imagine the kind of conventional view of things. Um, I would suggest both, just again, in ordinary human life and in spiritual circles, is that what we're looking for looks a particular way, like it looks like and feels a certain way. In other words, we associate it with particular kinds of experiences. Ah, yes. Now that's it. Well, what if what we're looking for is not found in the particularities of how experience seems to be showing up and being described and characterized, but in the flow of experiencing itself? What if that was the real, well, what was the real mother lode that we're looking for? Well, it is. But that's the invitation to discover that. It's in the flow of experiencing itself, the constancy of that, ever present, always here. What's here is not always here, is it? Gone just like that. This perception, gone just like that. But the perceiving itself never goes anywhere. It never goes away, even though it is constantly morphing. The perceiving itself, that flow of perceiving itself. This is what you are. This is what you are. And what you are can never be apart from, because it's always here. The flow of perceiving, the flow of experiencing. There isn't anything else. What else is there? The flow of perceiving. Here it is, right here. And then it turns into something else, and the Zoom call will eventually end, and the flow of perceiving continues, doesn't it? Doesn't end, has no end. Whatever we might call an end would be the next way the flow of perceiving is appearing. Feel the constancy of that, the constancy of perceiving. It's like a light that just you cannot turn off. There is no darkness. The light never goes out. What we call darkness is illuminated and described as the lack of illumination, i.e. darkness. But the darkness is illuminated. Illumination is the constant. This is illuminated, isn't it? Perfectly clear. This moment is perfectly clear, isn't it? Whatever it is, however you're describing it, perfectly clear, illuminated. Feel kind of tired and out of sorts, perfectly illuminated as just what is being revealed. Perfectly illuminated, effortlessly illuminated. The illumination is happening. The engine of illumination is turned on, isn't it? We know not how, but here it is, turned on. The world is lit up. The world of experiencing is illuminated. Try to turn it off. Can't be done. Pleasure, illuminated. Pain, illuminated. Heartbreak, illuminated. Ecstasy, illuminated. People coming together in harmony and understanding, illuminated. People in conflict and disagreement, illuminated. The illumination, that's the constant. That's what can be counted on. That's the ground, the groundless ground that never goes anywhere, and which can't be lost. How can you lose this? When are you ever apart from this? There you are having this moment. I feel I've lost this. I'm apart from this. Where has it gone? I've lost God, perfectly illuminated. See, the illumination can't go anywhere. It can look like anything, does look like all this stuff showing up, the magic show of life. Nothing philosophical about this whatsoever, nothing metaphysical in the sense of abstract. It's concretely so, isn't it? The moment is lit. The illumination and what is being illuminated are one thing. They're not like two things. Phenomena are illumination. And the illumination shows up and displays itself as what we call phenomena. One thing. Just feel that. Feel that illumination, that illuminative. Feel that the power of perceiving itself, the power of knowing. And feel how it is here spontaneously. It is the light of that knowing, that light of that perceiving is not here because of something we're doing to make it here. It's not here because we're paying attention to it. It's here. And it's not something that we have, it is simply what is the very basis of everything, including what we think of as ourselves. You close your eyes, that's what's being illuminated. You open your eyes, this is what's being illuminated.